How are you feeling about this?
I don't want it to end. I just want more content forever.
Forever, yeah. Like, I really want to see if they're able to do something with a sequel for this.
Well, we got sequel bait, so...
Yeah, with Kurumi being all, I may be immortal, but I'm not gonna wait around forever.
And then Yuma walking down the street in what we decided was Florida because it was crazy and full of crime.
Well, it was that or like California. California.
Yeah. Somewhere sunny with palm trees.
Yeah.
So. But it was crazy, therefore Florida.
Also valid. Yeah.
And there were, what were they, Fed police?
Fed police, yeah.
That's what all the cars just said, Fed police.
So these seem to, like, the Desahiko one could really have taken place at any time. It doesn't seem to have any connection to the main story. These all seem...
No.
From the Desahiko one, it seems these were like shenanigans the detectives were getting up to before Yuma arrived.
Yeah, or just around the time when he was doing like his first kind of cases. Like, who was in the first case with him?
Who went?
Halara, was it?
Halara was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be what the others were doing while we were doing that. You know?
Yeah. And I think that's better, because the implication from the story was that the other detectives weren't off the train themselves too much longer before we got there. Like, Yako's the one that had really set up base and been there for, you know, for forever and a day.
Yeah.
Quite literally, and yeah, spoilers, but
is it spoilers if we finish the game on
the channel? We're post game. Like, I was just referring to his homunculus self.
Yeah.
You know, but it's I'm sad. Like, I was sad when the credits rolled on Saturday, and even doing the Desahiko thing, as kind of nice as that was, because like Desahiko is never rewarded for being, you know, a cretin.
Yeah. Always gets his comeuppance.
He always gets, yeah, and that was nice, and you know, the story's consistent in that regard. You know, but we didn't rush through it. Like, we played it once a week, and you know, it in the best possible way, it feels like it ended just as we were getting to know everyone.
Yeah.
And it did a great job, I think, of like faking us out in terms of like, did Makoto kill off all the other master detectives? Like, we found their bodies. There was pink blood, which shouldn't have made sense. No, but because for us it was like, oh, it's one of these games. We're used to pink blood from Danganronpa.
Yeah.
We think nothing of it. And that's a real kind of point of genius on the game design. Figuring that, like...
It's a pink herring.
Yes, it's a pink herring, but also that it's playing with the audience expectations, because the game is relying on an audience that's been there, done that, and has no reason to see pink blood as out of place. You know, so it really did it and like that finale as well, where it basically turned into like the best version of Ace Attorney ever.
Yeah.
We're just throwing words and evidence at each other in massive 50-foot letters, and then when the part when the gameplay perspective switches and you're behind Makoto, and I'm like, oh my god, are we playing as him? No, my slashing as Yuma is still working. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta throw it towards the screen
Yeah.
towards yourself.
So like, you know, so those kind of inversions were really good, and just even, and then the final thing between Yuma and Shinigami kind of pulled on the heartstrings. Like, I'm kind of getting a little emotional thinking about it. My eyes are like getting a bit, you know, misty.
The little kiss on the cheek. And
the
blush. Oh.
You know, it was just, and then them going down the rabbit hole together, and her still being a brat. She just lets go halfway. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, we'll hold hands. Haha.
Yeah. It's tradition, master.
Yeah, for good luck.
Yeah. We just didn't want to make new animations. But like, but even that, like, the game continuing to be like on brand right up until the end. And like, this is gonna stick with me. Like, and I think because we had finished Danganronpa 2 while we were playing this, and Danganronpa 2 left a very sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Just in, like, with everything that game did with the virtual reality and all of that stuff, like, it was kind of, yeah, it wasn't for me. And then, you know, the attack of the 50-foot Cyber Junko was, it
was comical, but
it could have been better.
Yeah.
You know, like, all the, like, you know, Cyber Junko turns up to battle and get her revenge, and the dialogue is just, look how big her tits are.
Yeah.
Where Shinigami, like, they're there and they breast boobily, but they don't
say, like, randomly, like, she'll say, if you feel bad, look at my boobs, but it's not.
But that was only like the first mystery labyrinth when Yuma was freaking out, and then it was never done again. It wasn't a recurring.
They don't make a point of him saying anything about her boobs, or like in Dragon Maid, where Luca is always squishing Shota into her boobs and stuff. Yeah. So
like, Yuma wasn't tripping over them and tripping over something and landing face first in them, or like even with Desihiko. Oh my god, they had restraint.
Yeah. Like, he was drooling all over her butt. Like, he wasn't like jumping
all over her butt. I don't remember that. But...
when he was floating along behind them, wasn't he like holding onto her foot or something?
Something like that. Yeah, he was getting dragged along.
Yeah. But even then, I think he made like I have a good view or something. I don't even know if he made that joke, but I feel like he did.
I feel we did.
Maybe we did, but I feel like that happened.
We're mature.
Yeah, but yeah, the game really like pulled all that back.
Yeah, even like even opportunities to upskirt characters.
Yeah, like when Kurumi was unconscious. If that was any other game, her panties would have been showing there. Her leg would have been in a different position, so you could see them.
Yeah, but not only was she in a position where you couldn't, it was blacked out above the thigh as well, just for that extra bit of no.
You're not getting it, yeah.
No, we've gone beyond this, you know. But it's not like but it still managed to retain. Like the cast of characters are very memorable. Like, I'm gonna like, I didn't import 3 books because it was a flash in the pan kind of thing. You know, like, I've volume 1 of the manga. I've that light novel thing where it's a harem story, maybe. Fubuki thinks she's pregnant with Yuma's child.
Yeah.
And then there's the light novel of like what the master detectives had taken up before Yuma arrived. And going through those. Yeah, sure, they're in Japanese, but you know, I'm gonna be able to go through those after this and just still have something to tether to that world.
Yeah.
While we, you know, impatiently waste on a sequel.
We have
waste on a sequel.
Yeah. Waste away waiting for one.
Waste away. Yeah, I think that's what I meant to say.
And we have Shinigami, little like ghost Shinigami statue, Shinigami pop up, Yuma pop up.
There's Shinigami plush that came with the game.
Plush, yeah. Shinigami horns.
Yeah. The wall scroll.
I can't wait to hang that up.
No, like, I wear the detective badge on my regular jacket because it doesn't look like anything. It just.
Do you still want to buy a meat bun?
Oh. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I still have to get the autograph boards because they'll be fun for conventions.
Yeah.
They'll be fun for conventions to have those signed by the voice actors.
You'll have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, but like, it's just like, even like from the start of the game, where like we stopped commenting on it eventually, but like the icon for the video game has characters that die immediately.
Yeah.
So it makes and like they've got full art of like in poses and outfits that like you just don't see them in. You know, they're made out to be this bigger deal to the story than they actually, you know, they have a place and they're part of the overall narrative, but
yeah,
they're not as crucial to the story as you know, this might make you think they are. You know, and so you get that fake out where it's Yuma the amnesiac and his 5 new detective friends on the train. And then everyone dies.
And man, even Zilch is on the cover.
Yeah. And it's like everybody dies. And it's like, oh, this game isn't fucking around. You know, so then you get to Conai Ward and you're introduced and you get saved by Yako and you're introduced to the other detectives. And then you have the Gumshoe Gabs, which function as this game's version of the like Danganronpa hangouts. Yeah. Even right down to the Master, your bond with this person has increased. Yeah. Like right down to that dialogue. And through those little Gumshoe Gabs, you learn about the characters. You learn about like what makes them tick a little. You know, Vivia's love of the fantastique, Halara being deathly allergic to cats even though she loves them so much, and wanting to set up an animal shelter for them, and you know, just like, and Fubuki just not having a care in the world. Yeah. And thinking not
having a brain cell either.
No, and thinking an apple costs the same as a car, because she has no concept of money, because she is quite literally a time controlling princess. You know, stuff like that, and it's just off the wall and insane, but so endearing. And this is the stream where we say goodbye. Yeah. At least for now. Hopefully there is a sequel in the works. Really hope
so. It'll be sad that Yako's not part of it.
Yeah. Like, even like Yako's send-off when we find his zombie homunculus wandering around in the restricted area, and he still has a DVD for us, so he has some sort of semblance of that detective in him and wanting to help Yuma, and
he still retained that memory that I have to give this to Yuma.
Yeah. It's just, and like when he's wandering off and Shinigami's all like, Master, he's just a husk, he doesn't know what he's doing. But Yuma is like, well, like, I still want to say thank you for everything he's done. And then Yako stops, and it's like the zombie is acknowledging the thank you, and it's just so bittersweet. Look, I'm actually starting to cry.
Oh.
I'm actually getting emotional thinking about all this stuff.
That's how much we love these characters.
Yeah, no, and that is a testament to how well this like story was put together. Even Makoto, like, he's a weird little person, you know, and I don't just mean that because he's vertically challenged. You know, I mean that in the sense of like he has these weird masks that change expressions and later colors, and you know, he's got this air of, am I a villain? Am I on your side? He's got this weird air about him.
Yeah, he's written very well, because at first you're just like, oh well, maybe he's not so bad. He was just, you know, because he's up against Yomi, and Yomi is a terror.
Oh, Yomi is like, like Seth was I disliked Seth because he was an antagonist. But when Yomi took over, oh my god, I haven't hated a character like Yomi in so long. And especially with how enraptured, shall we say, Martina was with him.
Yeah.
And it was this very clear there that like there was a very interesting relationship between the two of them.
Yeah. Like proper brainwashing going on there.
Yeah, proper brainwashing,
It's
Stockholm
funny.
syndrome kind
It's
of
funny.
stuff.
When he showed up at first, I was like, "Ooh, hello," and then the personality came out, and I was like, "Ugh, I hate you."
Yeah.
Like it just turned me off the pretty design straight away.
Oh, and the same with Martina. Like it was very much a, oh, you're cute. Oh no, you're very broken.
Like she's all like sweaty and you know,
yeah.
and you're like, please.
And then later on, he's quite literally just using her as a bench.
Yeah, literally.
You
never got to see the Martina cube though.
No, because
Makoto saved her.
Makoto put an end to that. Yeah.
I mean, and that's good and all, but you know, I want to see a human cube.
Yeah.
I suppose I did in the form of a meat bun.
Oh no.
Maybe that's where he was gonna send her.
But even that, like that whole thing about the meat buns, and when we got to the factory and we realized, oh, the factory's in the restricted area where all the zombies are. Oh. Oh, Soylent Greens are people. You know, that realization, and just like,
because we suspected the meat buns originally.
Yeah, there had to be something to them because everybody's crazy about them, but they don't know why. And we're saying, well, maybe there's some additive in them. And
I was taking it even a step further, where maybe because of the rain, maybe they were getting all these vitamins and stuff that they were supposed to get from the sun through the meat buns.
Yeah, which isn't incorrect. But even for that, the meat bun thing is something it's a throwaway thing when you get to Con Award. Oh, these are our nation's favorite dish. It's it's basically presented like that.
Yeah, it's just a simple thing that's in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like in Pokemon, you go to Kitakami, they make mochi there. Galar has curry.
Yeah.
Other places have whatever, cakes or cookies or...
It's just this thing, so you don't really think much of it. It's like the obsession's a bit weird, but it's just being played for laughs. It doesn't give you a reason to be that suspicious of it. But it's always something that's sort of in the background. And then the penny drops. And it's so horrific and just awful, and then to learn that number one is involved in the supply chain. Now we later learned that's by way of a technicality, but like even still, it casts suspicion because we don't know who number one is at that point, and it's like, oh god, the old man is beyond corrupt. Yeah. So like, it's for how short the game is from chapter 0 to the epilogue. Like, it's not short. We put a decent amount of hours into it. I could probably
yeah, there's a way to show how many.
Like, we've put 80 hours into the game.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not a small number.
No.
You know, we'll probably put in another 3, 4 tonight with these side stories. So for 80 hours of spending time with these characters, they all find a way to touch you in some way. Even the first set of detectives, like
even
Pucci, Melanie, Zangief? No.
Oh, crap.
Grandpa with the photographic memory. That can only take one photo. Like, the Fortes are such a weird manner of specific circumstance in which they're useful. Like we two of the first set of detectives basically have the same skill.
Yeah, one is just hearing and one is like can feel, you can sense people basically. Yeah.
But it's ostensibly the same idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, You know, I certainly don't regret.
You've nearly taken, what, 80 hours, 800?
Nearly 800 screenshots of this game in 80 hours.
Yeah.
So 100, about, yeah. Zange. I wasn't too far off with Zangief. Yeah. But yeah, Zange, like, even, and then Aphex and just how angry he was all the time. And, then, you know, Zilch and wondering if his ears were real, if his hat had a mind of its own, or was that part of the scam.
Yeah, that's one thing we never learned, because he has ears, and so does the nun.
Yeah,
but
we never see the nun without her habit.
Yeah,
where we saw Zilch's hat hanging up on one of the hooks, or it was on the table in his room.
Oh, yeah, and his ears weren't attached to it, so.
Yeah,
it's never really explained why they have cat ears and why they work.
Yeah, I feel like
and they have human ears as well.
Yeah, like it's never explained why cat people exist in Conai Ward.
Yeah, or that one ghost.
Oh yeah, the ghost that was kidnapping children.
Yeah, and then he just found peace because we said we'd protect the children, and that was the end of it. There were no more ghosts.
No,
ghosts were non-existent anymore. And even the characters were like, no, there's no such thing as ghosts, including Yuma.
Looking at this image of Zilch, though, I've just realized his eye design is mirrored. His manji is the other way in the other eye.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a bit dicey.
But
well,
to be fair, he does work for a dictator.
Oh yeah, no, maybe there is an intention there, but it's weird when nobody else is. Like, there's Poochie's. Her eyes, her design is facing the same way on both. You know, Melanie, Melanie Goldmine. Yeah, no, like even these characters, I stick with you. And then the meeting with Shinigami in the bathroom.
I'm quite glad we didn't actually meet Swank again, because he disgusts me.
I'm actually shocked by that. Like, I appreciate it in the fact that it would probably get repetitive if he was the only antagonist.
Yeah.
But at the same time, between Swank, Guillaume, and like the tank that followed her around. Dominic, yeah. Like, there's a lot of like one-note villains where Yomi is like
he's their boss, essentially.
Yeah. But even it feels like he was the antagonist for one chapter, and then Guillaume turned up, and then he kind of popped up at the end because they had to address that rivalry between Makoto and him over the CEO stuff. But
yeah, it's basically though like they messed up, so that's why the boss had to come in.
Yeah.
Every single one of them messed up.
You know, but Seth's mess up was apparently so bad they framed him for a whole other crime.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of feel bad for Seth in that regard.
Yeah, we never really got closure on Seth, did we?
No,
because he's not dead.
No, he was probably just on death row until Yomi got taken away. You know, but like he just looks like Zilch, but with a monocle instead of glasses. So I remember us thinking, geez, they look the same. Maybe they were brothers or something. And then we later find out that, well, who we know as Zilch was working for Yomi as a hired gun or like an assassin. So, you know, they at least work together. Seth.
Would have been fun if they were. Would have been actually fun if they were the same person.
Yeah.
So then we'd have kind of closure on.
Yeah, but we reaped Zilch's soul. That's the only reason that doesn't work. So if they were family and Seth was out for revenge, like, you killed my brother, I don't know how you did it, but I know it was you.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That could have been neat, but it's such an eclectic cast of characters, like the whole way around.
Everyone stood out.
Yeah.
Like,
for very good reasons. There's not a character design I don't like. There's characterizations like Yomi and Martina where I'm like, ugh. But even Martina kind of redeems herself at the end because she wakes up and goes, oh no, he doesn't actually love me.
Yeah.
I've been a simp all this time, and he has been.
Yeah, well, him sentencing you to death over something minor is kind of.
He's probably gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll probably snap you out of it.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the cube, as well. It bothers me. It's not that it bothers me, because I think the reveal where she comes back is really good. But it kind of bothers me from Yomi's perspective that he didn't go looking for the cube. Because I feel like
our expectation that he'd be sitting there like tossing it up in the air like a toy.
Yeah.
Like, and talking to it like it was Martina.
Yeah, or messing with it like a Rubik's Cube or something.
Yeah, like I could see that happening.
But it just...
So the fact that he didn't confirm his kill when he's very...
Yeah.
Like that's like he didn't like that that they weren't all confirmed dead because the sub didn't blow up properly or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they never found the bodies, and that annoyed him.
Yeah, so the fact that he never got confirmation that she had a body,
if
she was a body or a cube.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't call it a plot hole, but it's
but I think it is a lapse in character, and it's probably intentional because he's on home turf where he has complete control. He probably has no reason to believe that there wouldn't be a cube if he so wanted to pick it up.
Yeah.
But
you have to wonder, did Makoto save Seth perhaps?
Well, possibly. He's just a loose end. Like we never even hear about or see Guillaume and Dominic after their chapter.
Yeah.
They're just never heard from again. And they were a driving force of that chapter, like with being on the big screen and, getting everybody to look for Yuma the terrorist and all of that stuff. So, like even the characters, like as part of the stage play, like...
I still feel bad for that child who never got a name. His dad was arrested for the Nailman case and he was forever known as Boy.
He was just Boy, yeah. Boy.
Like Yuma, you played catch with him and you never asked his name.
Yeah. No, it is a bit like, but like the girls from the school, like Aiko and everyone.
I love that story.
Yeah, no, that was what was your favorite case?
Oh,
out of the 6.
Oh, that's a tough one. They're all so good.
Yeah.
Like,
do we do a Raincode case tier list next week or something?
Maybe.
Well, look. Hold on.
It's tough because they get they get better as they go along.
They do, yeah. There isn't. It never feels like there's a law of diminishing returns with the, and I think that's because the cast is always changing, or you go into a mystery labyrinth with a different friend each time, or
there's different powers involved, so you get to figure things out differently. So.
Yeah, you get to solve the cases in a different way. There's no monotony to it. Like reasoning deathmatch is the same each time, but how the power affects the exploration and the rest of that.
Like this case, like you got to. Oh, nobody can see this.
All right. Well, I'll switch over to the live scene because we'll need to get started on these side stories in a minute. But,
yeah, we've been talking for 30 minutes.
Well, and there's a reason for that. So while I was editing the finale, the end credits music overpowered us to a point where I'm audible, but the music is still much stronger than I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't come through.
Yeah.
We have said you need to project a bit.
Yeah.
So you doubly didn't come through.
Oh dear.
So I was like, okay, well look, I knew we were going to be doing this, so we could set some time aside to really talk about the game, our feelings toward it, and all of that stuff. So, we get there in the end. It wasn't exactly like a deal breaker or the worst thing in the world if we didn't sum everything up in the credits, because we weren't done with the game yet. Now, why has the capture card not loaded in? That's interesting. It better not be doing this.
And again?
Yeah, there it is.
I just had to deactivate and reactivate it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just funny. But then, yeah, there we go. But then there's other times like where Streamlabs will just crash and nothing loads in.
Yeah, this case I really loved because of all the disguises, and like you could only go to certain places because that person was there, so there couldn't be two of you there.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. Especially that bit where the teacher like confessed to the other teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Desuhiko had been flirting with her as the teacher.
Yeah.
Disguises are always fun.
Yeah, I'd have loved to see a follow up on that to see like if those two teachers got together or if there was still like an unrequited love thing.
Because the teacher who he disguised himself as, who had no idea about it, didn't exactly say no.
No, she didn't.
Here, while we're still talking, I'm gonna open my chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Would you like your chocolate?
I had my chocolate.
Oh, you had your chocolate. Nice.
Yeah, I got bored at work yesterday, and because I got bored, I got hungry. So I had my psyche.
Would you like a bit of mine?
Not right now. I appreciate it. Maybe save me a strip. Oh, yeah, that'll do. I'll set it aside.
Here, go on.
There we go. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. 8 pieces of mint arrow.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I really did love this case, and like the reveal that like they were all in on it. Like they all wanted revenge against the lead actress. Was like that was truly oh, did not see that coming kind of thing. You know, because you're so used to these murder mystery things only being one person, and you know someone else is a red herring, or you know what somebody else did was dubious, but it wasn't quite illegal. You know, but no, this was a concerted effort. Like even the breakup of the friendship was part of the plan. And that's actually incredible. I really enjoyed that. You know, Karane, getting rid of Karane was it was again, it was just very fun. The mystery labyrinth for running through the school, all of that stuff. Then Makoto, his introduction was that was his introduction.
Should we have been suspicious of him being homunculus because he has no nipples?
That's interesting. I hope not. But like before that happened, then there's herself being taken away to be cubed, and like just the fear in her face, like from here is like,
she was proper screaming.
Yeah. What's love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't cube me no more. Like that. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that face.
Just the eyes are dead. Like they're just gone. Martina Electro. Like some of the names, like I think Makoto has the most normal sounding name in the whole game.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Kurumi.
Well, her surname is Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy's not a surname.
The Resistance case I thought was pretty good. Well, I backed out of it all. The Resistance case I think was pretty good as well. A very eclectic cast of characters.
Yeah, and another couple that make you go, well, maybe it was this person, and maybe it was that person.
Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't see Servan and Icardi working together. That was like but no, it couldn't be Servan because of the whole water thing, and he would have, he would have been too scared to jump in the pipe, and it did a very good job of like misdirecting the player.
Even then later it kind of followed up with them. It didn't just cut them off.
No, and I really like that because like while you're running around then for like the next bit of exploration, they pop up as side quests. Like you're like Margalaw has like a gun that was like it was a cap gun. That was a gift from Shachi to Iruka, and it was to teach her that like not every weapon is a tool to condemn with. You know, it's yeah. No, again, like every part of this game is memorable in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait to see what comes next.
Create a version of yourself, like giving him a hug.
Like, we spent a good 30 to 40 minutes at the start of this stream really kind of going over everything. Like what we liked, the cases, the everything. Like, I think it's tough to sort of nail down a favorite character. Like, Yuma's great, Shinigami is great, Fubuki is great, Yako, everyone has something to them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
Desahiko is the worst of the detectives.
But I don't hate him.
Yeah, I don't hate him like I do Teru or Hifumi.
Oh yeah, I was willing those guys to die.
Yeah.
But Desahiko, like, he's funny and he fits into the story. And like you said, they never reward his behavior.
Yeah.
Like, when he's being a creep, he's been let know that he's being a creep.
Yeah. He gets his comeuppance for it.
Yeah. He never gets the girl out of it.
No.
They might have gotten the Yuma ?
Well, I mean, even Yuma turned down the opportunity to join Desahiko's band, so he didn't even get the Yuma. Oh god, the undertones in that whole discussion were like, oh, okay. I still don't know what my favorite case is.
Yeah, this whole game is kind of like, when there's an album that you really, really like and you can't pick a favorite song out of it.
Yeah.
You just have to listen to the album the whole way through every time. That's what this game feels like to me.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many favorite parts to it, but overall it's also my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I can't pick a favorite song off it.
Yeah. Even these sub-stories I really loved. I really loved how the presentation of everyone was different. Desahiko having the Holmes and Moriarty relationship with the cat burglar. Fubuki, with the dice puzzles. Now, I know we had solved that before the game did.
Yeah.
But it was still fun to see the thought process go into it, and then Halara's cheeky little flick of the dice at the end.
Desahiko coming in as the victim.
Yeah. Yako's was just really sad, and God,
Vivia's was quite sad as well.
Yeah, there was no real detective work to Vivia's. It was more of a...
Well, he had to use his forte to investigate.
Yeah, but like, we had no input on that. We didn't. Oh no, we didn't do it. Like, we were watching a giant cutscene play out. We had no interaction beyond that.
Yeah, well, you had to run around for a bit.
Yeah.
So we got to see his stupid run.
Oh yeah, his Naruto run. Yeah.
It was a good story. It suited him. Suited him well to investigate the actual ghosts. That, to me, confirms that there are ghosts in this universe.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we know Shinigami acknowledges ghosts exist and she hates them.
Yeah, she's afraid of them. But one could write that off as she's afraid of ghost stories. But no, they're legitimately here. Like, we met one in the first chapter.
Yeah.
But there was nothing after that to assume there'd be anything else. But anyone who jumped off that building would have had to die before...
Well,
because they became ghosts, therefore they're dead. Would they not have had to...
Yeah, surely Rio would know that they're zombies. Right? Because if she died however many years ago, that would have been before the Blank Week incident. Like, Rio's death is probably around the same time that this chapter happens.
Yeah.
you know, and then it's in the coming years since then that, you know, she's seen people off. But like, surely she'd have seen. And I get, like, Vivi is not meant to know at that point that the whole town is, you know, immortal, so to speak. But it feels like something Rio should know happened.
Yeah, or at the very least, she should find it strange that maybe so many ghosts stayed there and then they stopped staying there afterwards.
Yeah.
Because we know these people don't die, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if we couldn't, like we couldn't reap Yako's soul, which would be the same thing, essentially. So how did those ghosts stay behind if the bodies are still alive? The intelligence is cut, but I think, you know, they're still in there.
Yeah. Well, I think Yako got off on a technicality because he died while we were investigating, so his soul wasn't there for taking because he'd already passed on. His soul spoke to us while Vivia was threatening to, you know, shiv Yuma.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But he was still a homunculus, so how did the souls get reaped? Like, does the soul, is it like DMIA? Do you come back to your body if the body is revived with the unzombifying pill?
Yeah, or is it more of a case that...
Would it be like amnesia?
Or is the soul not unique? You know, like because there is a version of Yako. Like they say the soul is made up of your life, your experiences, your memories, your triumphs, your tragedies, your all of that. So the homunculi versions of everybody would have their own souls based on what they remember and how their lives proceed after that. The original souls have probably gone off, or I wouldn't say reincarnated into the homunculi, but it does raise a couple of questions. Yeah,
it really does. Ghosts exist in this town. Like, the logical thing to think would be that they all predate Blank Week.
Yeah. But yeah, and that
Yako wouldn't have been interested in that building. Well, I suppose it was an unsolved case. He never said it was recent.
Yeah. Even like, even in terms of like the priest and like the follower or the worshipper, like, because the bodies were alive, or a version of the bodies were alive, do the souls linger because there's still a physical attachment walking the world? Or is that why, like, are the souls that Shinigami reaps the original souls, and that's why the duplicates keel over when they die? Like, when you think about it, it does raise a lot of questions.
Yeah, like, they do have a death.
Yeah.
Kind of like in, like, Interview with a Vampire, where they have to die to become a vampire first. You know, you have your actual death, then you resurrect. That's kind of what happens here. That's why they get rid of the bodies after a murder or something.
Yeah.
Because the body resurrects itself. I assume it heals itself as well. But the brain switches off like a zombie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just really... I really never thought we'd be having a discussion about whether zombies have souls at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tanaka is... I wonder if he would answer that question in like a Q&A, or I'd have to look in to see if like he's done one of those, because I know, like, there's a couple of Q&As out there for like the Zero. Well, there's the Zero Escape Games, by, oh god, what's it? Like, he does a couple of Q&As, but Kanaka has some wild Twitter like exchanges out there, like same as like the Zero Escape, like it's 3 a.m. I can't remember names. But you know, there's wild things like Sigma's Sigma's penis is actually shaped like a sigma. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
He just comes up with wild shit posting.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But there are like so I would wonder if maybe there's a couple of Q&As out there that he's fielded for things like the Danganronpas for like Kanaka, but maybe there is one for this, and maybe someone has put that question there too, like, do the zombies have souls? If so, like, what happened to the blank week, the souls of everyone who died during blank week, and does that
are they just ghosts wandering around because they have unfinished business because they were killed by themselves?
Yeah,
I think that's got to be confusing and
so like
resolution.
Yeah, like, so that's what, like, for like like, I go back to the priest and the worshipper, or anyone that Shinigami reaped. Does that mean there was effectively two of them? Like, is one wandering around, like you said, like unfinished business, and the other then is burning in hellfire because Shinigami got them? Like, how do you
like, is the ghost and the soul two different things? And if so, when those people possibly get revived by this research with the pill or whatever, are they going to be soulless?
Yeah.
Like,
is that going to be a new thing in Shinigami? He's going to be like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
You're a shell. Or is it the case that your soul regenerates because, again, it's based off your life experience and
that's why I said maybe it's like you have amnesia where you just kind of build on yourself from there.
Yeah, like, it's what they call it's meant to be what your heart is, right?
Yeah.
But
that's what happened with Yuma. Yuma didn't remember anything, and he just had to build himself up, and that was kind of number one's plan, to build himself up.
Yeah.
As a new person, to see things from a new perspective.
Yeah.
So technically, he's got two souls as well. Not, you know what I mean. There's number one's experience and life and everything.
Yeah.
And then Yuma. But they've kind of mashed back into one now, but.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. I think that's where we finish up for tonight. A very, very bittersweet, if not thought-provoking end to all of this. What are you doing? Oh,
that's how I feel about this conversation.
Yeah. I thought so.
This is my faith.
I thought so. Yeah, it's a very bittersweet, thought-provoking, and hopeful end to these sub-stories, and I really hope this gets a part 2 that Definitely. We can and maybe a part 2 will answer some of those questions. Maybe it's all part of the plan. Maybe
that woman or his wife or whatever she was.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe her being a ghost is meant to make you ask these questions.
Maybe, but I think if she died during blank week, that before blank week ever happened, then it makes sense that, like, she's just a ghost hanging around, and we know ghosts exist from the game itself, and then of course Vivia's chapter.
But that's what I mean, her appearance, and then giving us a way to revive Yako.
Yeah,
makes you wonder, is he a ghost somewhere while he's a zombie?
But she also sees, which I think is interesting, he also sees homunculus Yako as Yako. Like, she should know because of basically where we are, that Yako was eaten by that version of him.
Essentially, her Yako is gone.
Yeah, but this version, she's able to give a second or third chance at life to. So
either that or she's just a memory.
Yeah, and it could just be that. It could be all in his deteriorating
He just walked to somewhere familiar because
he's on autopilot.
Yeah.
And that the interactions with sunlight sort of, they triggered the memories then of his detectives.
Mm-hmm.
And his final resting spot then is, in the comfort of his memory of her.
Mm-hmm.
The pill could just be the pill could mean nothing. That could just be his imagination being like,
no, I think the pill exists.
But she also says, like, if the pill doesn't work, maybe seeing me will be enough. So it could just be a thing of, the mind is always going to, it could be a placebo thing, some sort of subconscious placebo to keep him thinking of her and keep him from just becoming a arg zombie.
Oh.
Because it's we never learned what happened to the zombies after, like, Makoto revealed everything. Kurumi never mentioned the restricted area or what happened to them, or if
the ones that were already dead.
Yeah. So, like, we don't know if they got, like, nuked out of existence or if there is rehabilitation study being done.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm hoping is that he is smart enough to take this pill.
Yeah.
And it does over time revive his brain and he remembers this exists.
Yeah.
Now that he knows everything. And he can bring it to Makoto.
Yeah.
Makoto's all about saving the homunculi.
Yeah.
So if he can revive the dead and restructure their brains to be normal again,
yeah,
I think he would totally do that and fund that. I think Yako just has to point him in the right direction.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of what I was getting to. Like, yeah, it's. I guess we'll find out. And it could be it could be the reason why that cutscene is at the end of a DLC. It's not the base game. Maybe the base game leaves out what happened to the zombies purposefully, so it's a plot point they can address in the sequel. Yeah. Now that is presuming a sequel doesn't take place in wherever Yuma's found himself in at the end of the game.
Yeah, but homunculi are still going to be part of it, I think, either way.
Yeah. I hope it's not a throwaway thing. Like,
yeah, especially
Makoto's been working on regenerating brain cells, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Kurumi is more of a main character or more of a, well, she was already a proactive character, but if she's even more involved in a sequel story, then yeah, it is going to come back to that. Like, maybe they find a way of perfecting the defunct homunculi or something.
We're kind of repeating ourselves.
Yeah, no, we are. We're kind of looping back because I think, like, a lot of the thought process isn't mutually exclusive from itself. So there is going to be a bit of overlap. But on that overlap, I think this is where we finish up.
Yeah.
So to everyone, to all of our lurky turkeys, thank you very much for dropping in. Hope you've had fun watching us play through this, or just listening to us banter on about the ifs, buts, and coconuts of it all. And yeah,
butts and homunculus.
Ew. But we'll be back on Thursday with more Yakuza Kiwami.
You will.
Well, I will, yeah. But, I'm as in the channel. We'll be back on Thursday with more Yakuza, and we'll see how the weekend goes from there. I believe there might be a demo for the second part of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ooh.
So maybe we'll do that on Friday, or maybe we'll do that on Thursday and go back to Yakuza on Friday. Not really sure yet. We'll work it out as we go.
Yeah.
But definitely no stream tomorrow. So I'll see you again on Thursday. All right. Guys, much love to you all. It is currently 3:20 in the morning, so I'm not going to raid into anybody, but because I want to go to bed, because this week is pain. So I need as much sleep as I can get. So catch up with you guys on Thursday. Much love and take care of yourselves. And goodbye for now.
Yeah, goodbye.
Say bye, Meg.
Bye, Meg.
Slán.
Bye, Shinigami.
Goodbye. And thank you, Raincoat. Thank you.